Yo, Darren and Jason, we breaking the matrix. Circuits and codes, we shaping the basics. Switching the system, yeah, we the mutation. Tech disruptors, innovation and station. Ain't race stopping, algorithms popping. Bikes getting flipped, watch the data start dropping. We the ones they fear, Wi-Fi in the gear. Crypto in the veins, blockchain pioneer. Screens glow cold, but the minds run hot. Silicon dreams in the terabyte plot. Hacking the globe, yeah, we shatter the mode. Data overload, watch the future explode. This for the code, break the mold. Tech disruptors, we too bold. Darren and Jason, the future sold. Plug it like on, watch it unfold. Laser sharp focus, the lens, stay zooming. Zones in the air. AI's booming, deep dive tech, no room for illusions. Cloud in the sky, no room for confusion. Fiber optic flows, connections insane. Hacking the mainframe, rewiring the game. Blueprints we sketch, revolutions we fetch. Echoes in the net, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Disruptors podcast. My name is Darren. This lovely gentleman is...
My name is Jason.
And our special guest, I was going to say the man, the myth, the legend, but I don't think that's close enough. I think, you know, the one of the best tech YouTubers out there, I think is probably the best description of some gadget guy, also known as, if you want to introduce yourself there.
As Juan Bagnell, but that was my intro when I would have guests on. Is the man, the myth, the legend, and thank you. It's nice. It's nice to have that kind of serve back. It's a lovely little Sunday vibe that I can hang with. But no, thank you for having me on. And I have to apologize. I got over a head cold. I did like 6 hours of podcasting. I just coached a girls softball team yesterday, so if my voice totally fuzzes out in like 10 minutes, I apologize if you hear like a whispered rasp to finish out this conversation. I'm just giving you the heads up.
We'll just blame AI. We'll blame AI.
I will say this, just off the riff here, Juan. I'm a big fan of like sound. So I went to university. I studied sound engineering. I was in radio for a little bit, and you have a very nice resonance in your voice. And I think that's one of the reasons why people gravitate towards your videos, because not only are you super knowledgeable, but you have a voice that people want to listen to. And I think that's
a voice for radio,
right?
Like we said.
I've got a face for radio. That's absolutely
I didn't want to say that.
But to that token, my another lifetime ago, I was a voice director, and so I'm just ripping off all of the announcers I used to work with back in the day.
So you did sound, and my degree was in psychology.
Yeah,
how does that work out?
Right.
Well, and as a theater student, I almost double majored in theater production and performance and clinical psychology with a focus on addictions in minors. I couldn't get my credits going. It's like, you know what? There's a lovely dovetail between like audio, voice, performance, and psych. 100%. It's weird, but like we step on each other's toes a lot, and the idea of examining human behavior in an attempt to understand it versus examining human behavior in an attempt to mimic it versus understanding human behavior in an attempt to manipulate it.
Yes,
all kind of go together. Like it's good times in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Juan, we have actually something in common, because you mentioned your theater background there. That's something I also do outside of the Tech Disruptors.
Lovely. It's soul replenishing, is getting out on stage.
Absolutely.
And
I don't have your book, Darren.
I won't mention.
I just pulled your book out. I was going through some stuff after and I was like, I should bring it down just to show it up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not.
Well, I won't mention, I don't like to self-promote, but a play that I recently wrote got published. I'm just saying, but we won't go into that now. But that's not what we're talking about. Anyway, so Juan, we'll kick things off with you, buddy. So we always ask our guests when they come on a podcast, what kind of got you into doing the whole YouTube thing? What was the catalyst, I guess, for that starting point?
Yeah, man. The short story is still pretty long, so I'll try and keep it condensed. But I come from a family of nerds and engineers, and I was the black sheep of the family who really wanted to pursue something a bit more artistic. Right. Like both my siblings work in like optics and laser systems and government contracts and stuff like that, just like my dad. My mom is a computer programmer. And so I picked up enough that I would carry that over. I started writing in earnest, I want to say 2005, and I was just really, really into this kind of like burgeoning market of like home recording equipment. And I was also frequenting like the nerd forums, like if anyone remembers Dave's iPack from back in the day. I love little
I
pocket
do.
PCs
Yeah.
and Palm PDAs and stuff like that. And so I would do things like, oh, well, I'm doing this work in audio, and let me just cut up your podcast, and I can do this for you. And I would volunteer for stuff. I held the overclocking record on the iPack HX 2750 with the X-Scale CPU in it. Like, you know, it was just this nice little blend of all these activities. But when I was in California and I was working at a talent agency, actors were getting really interested in recording their auditions at home. If you've ever heard a Californian talk about traffic,
Yes.
it dominates our conversations because traffic is so bad. So if you're an actor, you know, what you used to do is you would have to drive to all these different studios to then get in a booth and say like 30 seconds of commercial copy, then get in your car for another 45 minutes, drive to another studio. So
isn't there a well-known SNL skit about
yeah,
driving?
the Californians. Yeah.
Yes, the Californians.
And I wish that were like more of a joke, but literally every conversation we have in California, if you had to drive somewhere to get there, oh, what was going on? Yeah, I just got stuck in the 101. Oh man, I was off the 144, and oh, but this, and like, oh, but PCH, and like we have entire conversations with these strings of letters and numbers indicating highways, and someone's always in the conversation who knows better than you, and obviously you should have taken the side street, or oh, what about Sepulveda?
Yeah.
So I started getting all of these questions in my recording sessions, and it would take up a huge part of my day. Right. And so I started writing these little guides like, you know, USB microphones, how to do some basic sound treatments. What are these stages? Like, are you just trying to practice? Are you actually trying to get auditions done? Do you want to be able to run sessions? These are stages that a voice actor might go through. And at the time when I was working in talent, it was kind of not okay to have an online persona. Like people were worried about, well, what if you accidentally give up information on a casting, or what if that, like, you know, a producer figures out like you're giving away this kind of information. So I started as some audio guy, and I could tell people like, oh, there's this guy, he runs this little blog. I mean, he's kind of snarky about people auditioning and stuff, but he's got some pretty good info on like how to set up your own home recording equipment. Yeah. And that got the interest of Nokia. Nokia started talking to me about like consumer facing headphones. I started getting mixers and microphones. I had a really good relationship with Blue back when they were doing legit studio grade gear. And then that all just kind of snowballed. So that's like 15 years of life there kind of condensed in what I feel like the meat of the story there.
So from some audio guy to some gadget guy.
So once I hit a tipping point where I was really like, you know, when companies start like flying you out to do press junkets and stuff like that, it really made more sense to shift. And I realized like, man, I'm not really doing well with two different audiences. People who are like interested in the PDAs and smartphones and nerdy stuff that I'm into don't care about me really trying to highlight the specificities of the vocal range on this condenser microphone. Like that, I'm not. Those people don't. Yeah. There's no Venn diagram overlap there.
Yeah.
So some audio guy kind of faded into the background because I feel like we do this a lot, and I'm worried that some gadget guy is kind of hitting some of this ire too, where we have to keep repackaging the basics. Yeah. And if it's not trendy and it's not topical and it's not new, well then algorithms don't want to push it. But if it's still the same information that would have helped someone back in the days of the Galaxy S7, why do I need to make a new video? I can give you this old video and all the information is still relevant. And so some audio guy burned out hard is because like I never was able to fulfill. I still want to learn. I still want to try new things. I still want to grow. And I also want to go super deep into the weeds. And if I think something is kind of technically cool, I'd love to share that with you. But if I'm talking about something really advanced and you're coming to this blog because you want to know like how to plug in a USB mic, we're not we're not simpatico. Yeah. So when I realized like a good chunk of my time and writing was shifting over, I actually flipped my entire business over. So I went from casting commercials to mostly focusing full time on gadgets. And then I've been working for outlets ever since. It's been Pocket Now to reviews.org to Newegg to Slick Deals. I like to show up as a gun for hire when an outlet kind of needs some help with like a flavor of technical commentary.
So
Now,
wait, hold on. You said Slick Deals. They do commentary on Slick Deals?
They used to, yeah.
They used to,
Unfortunately,
I didn't know that.
post-pandemic, yeah, they used to do really fun like comparisons. Like one of their most viewed videos is like talking about two different kinds of coolers. Like the
Yeah.
really expensive Igloo cooler and then like some other like knockoff brand that's not really a knockoff, like they used to do a lot of really fun stuff like that. And my pitch to them was, this conversation is changing, and I'm not sure Slick Deal's audience really cares as much about reviewing everything.
Yeah.
I don't know that someone really cares at Slick Deals to hear a Slick Deals host review something. So why don't we really lean into like audience, like not just participation, but like audience service is like the only way I could put it. So why don't I host like a weekly stream, and we could like, hey, these are some of the top deals that were put up on Slick Deal. I don't mind going full retail.
Yeah.
I think it's
Like,
fun.
Going full QVC is actually a lot of fun, and it's all in service of who had the best deal of the week, and we could send them some merch, a T-shirt or a hat or something like that. It'd be really fun. And unfortunately, after the pandemic, all of that momentum just vanished. And so it's still an idea. Like every now and then, I meet someone like, oh yeah, I used to do this other thing, or I was a web developer, and I still keep in touch with one of my producers over at Slick Deals. And I think maybe
just in case,
maybe like in another 2 years, I'll like just slide it back under. Like it can be done super cheap
for years, and I don't remember ever seeing videos.
So the Slick Deals algorithms and social site are so antiquated. Their site cannot host video even when it's in proper embed containers.
That makes sense.
So there was this massive disconnect. We're producing all this stuff on YouTube that does not reach Slick Deal's core audience.
Right.
And my argument was like, well, we can use more modern social media and YouTube and video to bring people to the traditional Slick Deals website. Like, if there's no way to track that well, but I think we can see trends over time. I think we can get some good data on that, and put me on a set and make me go full QVC. Like, flipping, let's go. I don't mind selling stuff when my job is clear. That we're going to sell some stuff, but it never really materialized in the way that I kind of hoped it would. So you move on, you live, you learn.
It kind of reminds me of, you ever heard of VAT19? It's a website, but they actually have a YouTube channel, and they make funny commentary, but in the middle they push their products. And I think it's a very creative way to do it. And that's what it sounds like Slick Deals was trying to do. Maybe not as funny, but interesting. I didn't know that.
Now, you mentioned you started in audio. So have you ever thought about paralleling your channel? Like having like some gadget guy and some audio guy, and just kind of like
two channels,
like a double stream?
So this is also like another tangent and another side part of my villain origin story. But my very first production online was a movie review show.
Oh, right.
It was Movies You May Have Missed, and this was 2008.
Right.
And it was right at the peak of like all of the different video streaming services. I was friends with some of the people on Revision 3, that old network. And YouTube was really hostile back then. If anyone saw like copyrighted materials, like so many channels could fly under the radar, but if you started getting attention in a specific way, your channel would just get copyright striked into oblivion immediately. So we couldn't keep MYMHM. The name of the show was Movies You May Have Missed. The whole tag was, what is your favorite film that none of your friends have seen? And every week was kind of a love letter, either to a good movie or to a terrible movie, but something we felt deserved more attention for some reason.
Right.
And we were even in talks, like we had a pitch session at Netflix. We had sort of just like we were two skeezy young guys in a bachelor pad, rough apartment shooting on like a Canon 7D, when DSLRs started shooting video. And we couldn't build anything on YouTube. So our hosts for the show were Mevio, not Vimeo, Mevio and Blip. Oh, and at our peak, we were pulling around 3 million downloads a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then both of those video streaming services went belly up, and we literally vanished from the internet. Right. But over that time, I had built up enough relationships and stuff. So I had done some videos as Some Audio Guy on a Some Audio Guy channel, and I was so disillusioned with video streaming after Movies You May Have Missed that I focused in on tech. I was mostly a writer for a while, but then when I came back, I was doing video reviews of gadgets.
Right.
There is still this playlist simmering, less visible section on my YouTube channel. These videos don't get a lot of traffic, and they don't fit the core demographic, and I'm kind of fine to say fuck off YouTube that you make us do separate channels for all this. But Some Audio Guy kind of pops up from time to time, because for me, I've sort of fallen back in love with this idea of curious starter audiophile.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to spend a little bit more, but the quality of experience that we can get with like headphones, legit cabled old school style headphones in like the $400 range kind of blows my mind. And I still like sharing that, but I know if I do a video on Meze 99 classic V2s, it's probably gonna get like 1,000 views. It's not gonna be huge, but that was always my first love, my first passion. I love talking about the detail and articulation and what you can do for not as much money as you think you'd need to spend. So it still shows up. But I was so burnt out by like teaching the basics to voice actors for 10 years. I just don't have a lot of energy left in the tank to like, well, here's a new USB microphone. And you're like, I'm sorry, I kind of feel like USB microphones have all been fine since like the AT2020 USB.
Right. And which is no advancements there.
Which is, I mean, plenty advancements, but like real practical stuff. Like if you have one of those and it's old enough to buy liquor in the United States, like you're still fine. Like if you want to talk to me about like what we can do with, you know, a classic Neumann versus like, you know, a Telefunken or a ribbon microphone, you want to dig a little deeper, man. I'm ready. I still have a microphone locker that's worth more than my car. So I'll dig out a second generation, you know, AKG C414 XLS. Let's go. You know, like I'm ready, but no one really wants to have that conversation. They want to hear, I've decided to spend $80 on a microphone with RGBs, and all I want you to do is confirm for me that it's going to be that it's going to be a fine purchase, and I'll gnaw my arm off to get out of a conversation like that.
My advice is, if you want a quality microphone, it has to have RGB.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
It's not the same,
because all the RGBs here are just blowing up here. Yeah.
No, it's always interesting to kind of like looking at these creators' origin stories, because it's so funny, like how, you know, some of it's sometimes very random, like, oh, I just started recording myself and this is what happened, and then other times it's more of I came from this background and pivoted into this, right? So it's interesting to kind of hear your story, because a lot of our followers and our viewers always want to know, like, how did this person get into it, right? Like, how did they get involved in this world? Now, one question we should ask you, though, because we ask this to all our creators.
Of course.
Yes.
What is your, if you had to pick one, like, favorite piece of tech ever? And it could be, doesn't have to be a phone. It could be, USB-C cable. Like, if that's what
USB-C cable. My favorite USB cable. That's what we want to hear from the gadget guy.
Well, the criteria we use is more of you think about it from time to time. So, like, you think of that thing and you're like, man, I really wish I could go back to blank. And sometimes it could be like nostalgic stuff, like your first smartphone, or it could be the Rabbit R1, like Jason has in his hand.
Is
right
that
there.
your favorite piece of
No.
You're like,
I'm sorry, I can't even. You know what? Like, and again, having a bit of a theater background, I should be better at yes anding. But you held up the rabbit, and I had to just go no.
No, that's
No,
no,
you're
thank
not the
you.
only one that says no.
Not a great choice.
No. The
Man,
AI
so
pin.
I this is so funny that you guys are kind of point blanking me like this. I literally just had a conversation with my 10-year-old daughter, and again, remembering that I used to like host a movie review show, and I fancy myself a wannabe dramaturg. she hits me up, and it's like the cutest little innocent 10-year-old question of like, well, what's your favorite movie? And like we're out on a walk, and I had to stop her and go, Daddy fundamentally can't answer that question.
Yeah.
There is no answer to that question.
No,
you asking me this is causing a level of anxiety that I would ever have to try and detail the answer to that question. So you asking that immediately. So this is totally knee jerk, and it's not like
we want.
The one I feel recently, not across all time, not like this was instrumental in me coming. Like I would say the 8088 XT computer DOS that we had growing up with.
DOS. Oh yeah.
Put me on a path. But most recently, I would need to point to a phone like the LG G8, because the LG G8 was like our last chance to have a phone that had all the features.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anyone who wants, and to a lesser degree, Samsung had an okay rejoinder in the Galaxy S10, but the LG G8 specifically was panned because it had all the features.
Yeah.
We actively took a step in criticizing it and calling it a master of none.
Yeah.
And ignoring all of the things that it was the best at.
Yeah.
And we chose a path where we started removing features from phones. The LG G8 was the fork in the road.
The modular one, right? Was it
No.
No.
LG G8 was totally flush rear camera, 4K 60 with software stabilization.
Had a second screen.
No.
With the case?
No, that was before. The LG G8S had the second screen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that was also an LG V50 variant in some countries.
Yeah, right.
But just the regular LG G8. And the reason why I picked the regular non-double screen was because it still had the high-resolution display, the 1440p display. It had the quad DAC, still had a memory card slot, so you could put a ton of FLAC files on your phone, listen to them with super high-quality headphones, and replace a standalone digital audio player. And every single reviewer who was a hack made fun of the gesture controls.
Yes.
Because it had that floating gesture control.
Yeah.
If anyone ever made fun of those, they're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Because what the LG G8 had was biometric fingerprint security and true Z camera depth secure face unlock.
You're right.
Which we still really don't have.
It was this phone and a Huawei. So anyone who says, man, wouldn't it be great if I had Face ID and Touch ID? Yeah. Well, that was the LG G8. And if you listen to chuckle fucks who were like, oh, but the gestures, it's such a gimmick. Well, LG just did something else fun with the Z camera. That wasn't the main purpose of the Z camera, you blithering idiot.
Yeah, 100%.
And from that phone, we let dipshit influencers guide us on a path where it was okay to keep taking features off of phones.
And
the LG G8 was the fork in the road. It had almost everything to use, and it also had things like you could plug it in. It had a desktop mode. It had LG Screen Plus. You could use it like a computer. It wasn't as good as DeX, but it was still way more functional than almost anything we've got today, minus DeX. Like, we gave up so much. So I have to hold up this phone as a high watermark because it was our last chance.
Well, it's unfortunate because LG they had the curve, the flex. I mean, they had all these.
Yeah, they had some fun experiments. And
we lost a lot of that. You know, now we have in America, or at least in the U.S., North America, we've got. He's got something he wants to show.
Oh, there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the wing. Yeah.
You know, and I had the flex. Now that was when Snapdragon had the 808 and it was burning them. 800. But I love the
Qualcomm never received the market correction they deserved for ruining almost every Android manufacturer out there. It tanked HTC, it tanked the Nexus, it tanked LG.
Yep.
That was Qualcomm's bad.
Yeah.
The only reason Samsung survived it was because they had their own bespoke silicon that they could put in for a generation while Qualcomm sorted their shit out. It's so disappointing because techies are still the ones in my comments, because average consumers don't come to my channel. I don't court that kind of
love tech.
Yeah, but you have a way on your channel of like explaining things, like the OnePlus 15. I don't know if I believe it was yours. People were like complaining about, oh, they downgrade the cameras, but the summary I got from your video was like, okay, but it's still a great piece of hardware. It's still got great cameras, and the average user is going to love these cameras. It's those tech people that aren't going to like it.
And to me, it was yet another opportunity where I had to point out dipshit tech reviewers. If you care now that the OnePlus 15 has the cameras it has, it always should have mattered that the iPhone numbered non-pros and the Galaxy S Pluses had inferior cameras.
Yeah.
So be less consistent in your criticism. For whatever reason, it's always been fine that iPhones and Galaxies are more expensive than OnePluses and had shittier cameras.
Yep.
But now that OnePlus has taken a step down, and the cameras in the OnePlus, mind you, are still better than the cameras in the Galaxy S25 Plus.
Oh, absolutely.
Same price class. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
So it never mattered until OnePlus did it. You can immediately see you are compromised as a reviewer. You are a dipshit influencer who only serves to guide traffic to monetize your videos.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I know. So I said last year when I got to review the OnePlus 13 back in January, I said that could possibly be phone of the year. Oh, yeah. I thought the OnePlus 13, in my book, the OnePlus 13, if OnePlus, tanks today and they shut up shop, and they close up shop, I think people are going to look at the OnePlus 13 as the G8 of their generation.
Potentially.
Yeah, because I honestly believe that was the one where they threw all the shit to the wall and they said, you know what? We're going to put in some decent cameras, an amazing screen. We're going to have that, the touch, water touch, whatever the fuck that they called that.
The aqua touch.
Yeah.
The water touch.
But all of that stuff like this.
If you get the name of it wrong, it's probably going to demonetize your video. Touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So I honestly think like that's going to be the one if LG, if the OnePlus goes the way of LG.
I hope they don't. We need competition in North America specifically, but
also.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, I was just going to say, we've talked about this before. Like I work in an area where it's like, it's a general public, and I say, hey, I had a Nubia. What the hell is Nubia? Hey, what's one? No one knows OnePlus. No one knows these companies. Yeah. They're sold here, but like Red Magic, no one knows who that is. They only know Apple, Samsung, and maybe Google and Motorola, but mostly Samsung and that's it.
And Apple.
Yeah, and Apple.
So we're seeing some progress. Like a lot of the parents at my daughter's school are rocking Pixels, and through no like other influence than just the insane amount of marketing that Google has done. If you spend $1 billion a year on branding, you can start chipping away at some market share. My mom has been a long time OnePlus fan, so she rocked a OnePlus 6T until like the end of last year, I want to say.
Wow.
So she got a good like 5 or 6 years out of it, and still the phone was kind of doing fine. It was just starting to struggle with some app updates, but like the battery was still in good shape. But she loves playing this like who's on first game with other women her age. Like, my phone charges in like 20 minutes. Oh, now she's on a OnePlus 11. So my phone will charge in like 20 minutes, and that's like 2 days of use for me. Oh, well, what kind of phone is that? And you're like, oh, it's a OnePlus. Oh, is that like a Samsung? It's like a Samsung, but it's a OnePlus. Oh, is that a Google phone? It runs Google software, but it's a OnePlus. And she sort of now gleefully will not explain that the name of the company is OnePlus, and she'll just keep letting them out. But is it like this? It's like that, but it's a OnePlus. But to me, it's like, so you bring up a phone like the OnePlus 13, and I feel like the OnePlus 13 is now garnering some of the respect in those conversations. Simply because the OnePlus 15, well, that's a downgrade.
Yeah. Well,
but if anyone had been paying attention since the OnePlus 8, like let's break it down on cameras.
Yeah.
Since the OnePlus 8 Pro, OnePlus has actually been ahead of the curve. But no one wanted to congratulate them on having incredible camera hardware, and their software did need a generation or two to refine, and it did get better. But like the OnePlus 9 was a high watermark. The OnePlus 9 Pro had the 1/1.43 inch type sensor, had a great telephoto sensor, had one of the largest ultra wides that we've ever put into a phone, was one of the first phones to usher in 4K 120 video recording. So it wasn't just like super slow motion. You could turn 4K video into speed ramped slow motion or have it play in real time, super sleek, super smooth. The OnePlus 9 Pro was incredible against iPhone Pros and Galaxy Galaxy S's, but well, you know, OnePluses, they always have mediocre cameras, and you're like, they haven't had a mediocre camera since the OnePlus 6.
Yeah,
so that's just the farting of influencer commentary, and now we're looking back and saying like, oh, the OnePlus 12 and the OnePlus 13 were actually kind of amazing. Like, it would have been nice if you tech savvy individuals had maybe acknowledged that for your audiences back when those phones were new, because people who used them knew.
Yeah.
And we got all the other benefits. Like, every time I put a OnePlus in someone's hands, it's, wow, this thing gets ridiculous battery life, and it charges in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Where has this been all my life?
Yeah, but there's one small problem. It's not on DxO.
No.
I had to say it.
Yeah.
We have a theory. We have a theory. The Trump phone has not come out yet, but we think they're going to invest heavily into DxO, so the Trump phone hits number 1.
Oh,
and I mean pay.
Wow.
Honestly,
that is so cynical. It's gotta happen.
Yeah.
It's conspiracy. I'm sorry. I
love it.
Okay, I do have to ask a question though before Darren goes.
Okay.
And we talked about the biggest tech. I always ask this. Now I have a YouTube channel. It's tiny. It's not big at all, but I like mobile.
She said.
Yeah, that's what she said. I have. Anyways, it's average. Okay, no. So I'm a mobile guy. I currently rocking the Honor Air, and then
nice.
a Pixel 10 Pro Fold. But what is your daily driver?
Good question.
Oh yeah. So this year I actually simplified a lot. I like to do the year beginning wraps with like Android Basha. But what I would usually do is stick with a Xiaomi or a Vivo as kind of a production platform.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would still put on a lot of my own social media, but they really have become these devices where I can count on them to not only shoot but also edit video out in the field.
Oh yeah.
Like I went to CES and I mostly only shot shorts, but that was the perfect strategy where I never was really carting video back to my laptop in my hotel room. It would be like, oh, I shot this little thing in front of this smart glasses thing, snip, 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 upload.
Yeah.
Right. So it used to be like I would split that up and I would normally live in a OnePlus for my personal SIM and my communication, and then I'd have a Vivo or a Xiaomi for production.
Right.
This year, because of the camera downgrades on the OnePlus 15, I had a choice. Like, I could stick with the 13. That was really good, but maybe I just need to give this a shot. And I put my personal SIM card in the Vivo X300 Pro. And I kind of haven't looked back.
It's
best so
ever.
good.
Yeah,
the Ultra's so good.
The Ultra's coming global, but I don't know if there's going to be enough upgrade to go from the Pro to the Ultra, to be honest.
So again, pros and cons. What I lean on for the Vivo specifically, personally, I think I'll be fine with the Pro over the Ultra. I don't think there's going to be a substantial difference in what I do between those two phones. What the Ultra will bring to photographers who take more photos of other people, that would make a bigger difference, but I'm unfortunately stuck with my face when I'm editing. And so I'm fine with the Pro over the Ultra. But again, even in the United States, using a global Vivo with a MediaTek chip and radio, I know I'd get better performance out of the OnePlus 15 for all that communication stuff, but this has been the best balance of battery life, performance, camera tech, and I'm still getting reasonably good sub-6 5G on the Vivo that I just haven't bothered. The SIM card has just lived in the Vivo since it showed up late last year.
And I always tell everyone, try the Vivo global version.
Yeah.
And it's not. And if you're a point and shoot kind of guy, the post processing on that Vivo, I just sold mine. I had the Chinese version. That's probably mainly the reason why.
Oh yeah.
But the post processing is amazing. So if you just want to point and shoot, I mean, and then if you're pro, there's plenty of settings. But I just think Vivo. Me and Darren have been on the Vivo probably since what, the 100.
Yeah, since the 100. Yeah, 100 Pro, which with that 1-inch sensor, my goodness. Yeah,
so
good times.
I'll be the old man, shaking his fist. We got some exciting turns when like the Pixel 6 Pro arrived.
Oh yeah.
And like, wow, Google's coming out with like, it's a really big camera sensor. They've got a 1/2-inch telephoto. Like there's something interesting happening here.
Yeah.
And then I got my hands on the Vivo X70 Pro Plus.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh no, we're like a generation behind the rest of the world. This thing's stupid. Yeah. So I still have my X80. I gave my X70 to TK Bay. I have the X80. I have the X90. The X90 was a low watermark.
Yeah,
that was a lot of compromises. They got the 1-inch type sensor, but the companion sensors weren't very good. And then the Vivo X100 came out.
Oh, that was
and
something else.
It's ludicrous how good those cameras still are today
100%.
against other manufacturers.
Yeah. We talked about like the Nothing Phone 3. It's ugly. I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the beholder.
Tell me how you really feel.
No, but what we were saying is we don't like if the Vivo was an ugly phone and didn't even have the greatest software. To me, it's worth owning just for the cameras.
Just for the cameras. Yeah.
So
100%. I always said like the X100 Pro and the X200 Ultra have been my favorite Vivo cameras. Now the X100 Pro had that 1-inch sensor. It was just I think at the time when that came out, it was like, oh shit, like damn, you can take good photos on this. And then the X200 Ultra for its zoom and its ultra wide, which if I didn't remember, the ultra wide was incredible on that phone.
Yeah.
Yes,
those were.
We liked the Honor Magic 5 Pro, and then it kind of went downhill. This year they kind of bounced back. Again, I have the Chinese version. I don't know why I did it to myself again, but
it's tough.
I was pumped and.
As someone who has like an entire Target particle board bookshelf full of phones on it. It happens, man. They get us.
Well, and I have a secondary line, so that's what I reserve the Chinese phones for, so I don't have to worry about it as much. But
for sure.
Now we mentioned the T1 Trump phone. Now, what if I told you I got some specs? No,
let's do it.
Did you pre-order yet, Darren?
No, I'm in Canada. We got to get that phone.
Oh, you're not get that in Canada. They don't know. Hell no, you ain't getting that in Canada.
No, you guys are gonna get like Huawei again, right? You're gonna get good phones.
Apparently, at some point, that Huawei might be coming back in. Yeah, I heard about
that. Man, you score that Pura, man. Like that thing looks like a monster.
Well, you guys are gonna be getting some BYD EVs and everything over there.
I know it's all gonna be happening over in Canada, but I mean, those restrictions just don't exist here because they don't care. But yeah, so this actually came out earlier today. Let me just pull up the article here. So we've got some specs. So ironically,
Snapdragon Gen 6.
So here is what we know. I'll highlight it right here. So this was an interview with The Verge. So I believe it's
Helio G99. Helio G99. Helio G. Oh.
There's no way. What is
it's a
7 series?
6.8-inch screen. Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 series, 512 gigabytes of built-in storage, 5,000 milliamp battery, selfie camera and main rear shooter that are both 50 megapixel lenses. Now it's going to be a singular lens. I have
for $500,
and they want $500 for it. That's what we're being told.
We got some gadget guy. I'm assuming, and I mean the Pixel 10a is a better proposition than that. That's not even out yet.
At 500, I mean, I'd even say
gold.
like
it's gold though.
It's true. It's gold.
It must be. I was gonna say it must be real gold, right?
Well, don't you know the Escobar phone?
It's such a scam.
It's the same thing.
Oh my god,
it's the Escobar generation. I swear.
Can I just sidetrack on that for just a second too? Like, and how often my hobby just lets us down, and so many influencers just chucklehead. Oh, it's just so funny. It's the Pablo Escobar phone, and you're like, it wasn't that long ago when like people in my general demographics were really getting hurt by that family, and to sit there and make it like, oh, her. And like and we're techies and we're nerds, so yes, we need to viciously mock this
100%.
bullshit
Yes.
branding exercise of a Trump phone. But it's also like I'm not coming at this with any kind of joviality. Like I'm fucking
me either. Yeah, this is stupid.
About
100%.
how and how much of a grift this is. And I know it's only going to hurt people that I probably disagree with politically, but at the same time, like that's not what I'm trying to be about. I don't think people should be hurt by grifters. There should be regulations that prevent this kind of bullshit. Yeah. But you're looking at that like it's just branding. That's what passes for the bulk of consumer education is marketing, because like a OnePlus 13R would wreck this thing.
Yeah,
a 15R. How much is the 15R? I don't even know how much the 15R is.
Exactly. Like honestly,
but again, we want to say like keep it close, keep it to around that 500. You mentioned the Pixel A. I'm helping out a buddy. His daughters break phones, and he's tired of replacing iPhones.
Fair.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so one of the devices, I'm cleaning it up right now. This is a Vivo V27.
Okay.
Not a V27 Pro. This is an over 3-year-old phone. It's not getting current support anymore, but it was updated to Android 15. Yep. Originally retailed in India, for around $350.
Yep.
Okay.
Right? Dimensity 7200, 256 gigs of storage, triple camera array. That's Vivo. Pretty decent for a point and shoot. Yeah. Super fast charging. This thing brand new would fuck that Trump phone.
100%.
And it's 3 years old. It's gonna break the Trump phone.
You're right.
I'm gonna give it to him for $50.
Oh damn. Yeah. Hold on though. Did you tell him the Trump phone's coming?
Yeah. No. There you go.
So he's got a lot of family from another country.
Oh, we don't want to do that. Yeah.
He's not. It wouldn't help him to flash a Trump phone.
Let me throw this at you as some audio guy. Let's say the Trump phone has a DAC built in, then you got to buy it, right?
You know what sucks is let's say they advertised that.
No,
they would no. Hold on. Let's follow the grifter logic here.
Okay.
Yeah.
They would advertise it's got a DAC.
Yeah.
Anything with a headphone jack has a DAC. That just means digital to analog conversion.
Yeah, a hi-fi DAC. Yeah. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah. Maybe okay. Oh no. Now you're moving the goalposts. Now you're changing.
Yeah,
I have a question. If you found out, Juan, that the Trump phone was a rebranded LG G8, would you buy it?
In gold with an American flag on the back.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. Again, for the same reason, because the Pablo Escobar phone was just a rebranded Galaxy.
Exactly.
It was?
The phone. It started as a what was it? Royale.
Oh, that's right. Royale.
That was the first one. Then they started using Samsungs.
And then the Escobar was basically a shipment of Galaxy Folds that fell off the back of a truck somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, they fell off.
And again, the only reason for that product to exist is to popularize the brand, and the brand was built on hurting people.
Oh,
so
100%.
I can't.
But the nerve, I'm not trying to make, I don't want to call any creators out, but like certain creators got that phone and talked it up. Now, a couple of them said, look, this is kind of fishy.
Yeah.
Something's not right. But the fact that people put their money down and got nothing, I mean, they got swindled. And I don't know if it's because of the media blitz from creators. I don't know, but it's
again, I mean, we all want to sit back and say like, well, we're commentators, we're influencers, we're not even really journalists, but at some point you do have to acknowledge like no one would have known about this thing if a bunch of YouTubers hadn't made money making videos on it.
True.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And we did show the commercial. I mean, a bunch of girls in lingerie burning a phone and hitting things with a hammer. I mean,
I think we showed that last week, didn't we?
We probably did. We probably did. We've been comparing the Trump phone to the Escobar phone, where basically it's a rebranded phone.
I can laugh about the Escobar now, but in the moment, fuck, guys? Did you not just watch like Narcos? Like, where are you right now?
Came out around the same time. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not Pablo Escobar. He's dead. It's the Escobar family, which obviously
exists to popularize an idea
and make money in a nefarious way.
I actually hope that they come out with a Trump phone competitor, the Escobar family. I want them to come out with a silver one or something, and fucking, same phone, just a different, bronze, fucking
and it's just like cheap chromed aluminum, but they call it platinum because platinum is more valuable than gold.
I want them to call it like the Trump phone 2. I want it to be like the successor, right? Like I want them to just say,
But the moral of the story is Trump's got a service. It's an MVNO, like just like Mint or anything else. But
well, hold on, and I'm just gonna again, I don't mean to step on you guys here, but don't fucking even give him that much credit. This is just a licensing exercise, just like everything else that Trump has done. Trump doesn't have an MVNO. Trump sold his name for a company to create an MVNO and badge this product.
Right.
Out of some, cheap Chinese ODM, which flies in the face of all of the messaging of making America great and bringing back manufacturing. It's just another ODM badge swap, and Trump makes money on selling the tea that gets printed on the back of this.
And I wasn't trying to say he was an entrepreneur by any means. We know damn well that's not true.
He has nothing to do with this. Yeah.
And this phone, it's nothing like, it's all made in America. Bullshit. That phone is not made in America because it would cost $2,000 if it was made in America. Right? $2,000. I mean, easily. So, anyways.
So what's funny is I know I want to get off Trump phone, but I saw this as well really quickly, but so there's a article on Android Authority talking about the origins of this Trump phone. They're talking about Liberty Mobile and Canelo. I don't know, Canelo Mobile. I'm guessing that's something else there. So apparently, it's MVNO that started back in 2020, fronted by boxing star Canelo Alvarez. Apparently, I won't go into this now, but if you want to check it out, it's on Android Authority. They're talking about how the idea began with this bizarre celebrity branded MVNO, I guess sub story of like.
Well, Ryan Reynolds was involved with Mint. That kind of got the ball rolling. Then we got Mr. Beast. There was rumors that Mr. Beast was going to start something. All these companies. It's easy to license stuff, and if you're popular, you can, turn a profit on it.
You know what's funny? It's funny that you bring this up because I wanted to talk about licensing for a second. So can we talk about Seed Dance? Have you been hearing about this?
Yes,
the Chinese AI company.
Yep. No, what's going on?
So Seed Dance is this Chinese AI company owned by ByteDance, which you may have heard of.
Oh,
yeah. They've been posting videos on social media all week this week of like different characters fighting each other. And I want to show you one because this legitimately blew my fucking
It's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah. Let me do this right. So
we'll be copyrighted, by the way.
You're probably seeing this for the first time here, Juan. But this is a scene of Wolverine fighting Superman. And keep in mind...
I haven't seen this one yet.
I haven't seen this. Is hilarious.
Completely AI, but I want you to take a look at how good it is. Ready?
All right.
That is crazy.
Enough.
Like, isn't that...
There was one with...
crazy?
What's the guy from Mission Impossible? Oh my god!
I saw the one Tom. So I caught this on Dig. Someone had posted the video of Tom Cruise versus.
I've got it right here.
Not who was it? Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yes. Okay, so I have seen this. I didn't know that was
Jeffrey Epstein, you animal!
Jeffrey Epstein.
He was a good man.
Whoa!
Too much about our Russia
right? With the voice?
He had to die, and now you die too.
Dang.
Jesus. So, now, obviously, it's only like, 10, 15 seconds long?
It is. Sure. They're like about 15 to 30 seconds on average. These
clips. ByteDance, didn't they just sell TikTok finally?
So
they've got plenty of money to invest.
They got So you know what?
Well, you can say plenty of money, but AI eats those billions pretty quick.
It burns a lot. Someone made a comment to me the other day. It's like every time someone does a banana, a tree burns.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. But anyway,
it's not funny. But,
Disney has given them their props for their quality of their videos and has given them a cease and desist letter saying, please stop using our characters in your AI bullshit. apparently, as the story goes, that ByteDance essentially just trained their AI models on all of these movies without permission.
Obviously, if
and
you can
obviously,
generate that kind of content. And it's just funny to me because like Disney thinks that the old rules that have benefited them in copyright for the last century are going to apply.
Nope.
We licensed all of our characters to OpenAI and we gave them $1 billion.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Not to point out that OpenAI is currently $14 billion in the red in the first month of 2026, and they're raising another $100 billion seed fund for a valuation of like $800 billion. Disney is acting like that investment in OpenAI and the licensing is going to be respected. Like,
it's not the same. It's not those rules just don't apply anymore. Yeah. So I mean, I understand. Like for me, like we've talked a lot about AI on this channel, and I think it's impressive to see. Because I think at some point, and we've had this conversation, Jason, you and I before, at some point, these actors that we love are going to get too fucking old. And I always use the example of like Harrison Ford. I love Harrison Ford. He's one of my favorite actors. He's in his 90s now, right? Like late 80s, early 90s. Like we're never going to see him be, like the Indiana Jones that we know.
Right.
But and I mean, sure, they tried to use AI to like, youthify him in that really shitty last movie there, but we won't go into that now. But maybe we get to the point where we can have another Indiana Jones movie or another Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox and all these characters. At some point we'll get there, right? Like right now, I think visually we're close. The audio, I think it still needs a little bit of work when it comes to that.
It's also like these actors can like sell their likeness and make money off it too.
Yeah.
And the family can benefit later on. Going back to movies though, Juan, what's your favorite movie? I'm just kidding.
Oh no. But I want to bring up a movie that is topically relevant that I love. So there's a Robin Wright starred in a film. I want to say it was in the 2010s, but it's called The Congress, and it's kind of a funky French film, but the entire premise is Hollywood at the beginning of a transition where actors can sell their likeness. And the pitch, Harvey Keitel comes in with this pitch, just like he plays her agent, just like, these are all the things I love about you, Robin Wright. And then a studio exec comes in and says, hey, you never have to get old. If we want to see the girl from Princess Bride in a new movie, we can do that. And it's like, and it's hilarious because in the conversations, those are the kinds of conversations that we have in Hollywood about how likeness is authorized, how likeness is used. We're going to do this on set, but I'm not going to show. There was a contract negotiation that I was privy to one time where cleft of derriere was measured. There was a certain depth of cleft of derriere. In the contract. That was a negotiated point in the contract.
Wow.
So if you watch, I mean, the movie is wild, and it's basically becomes like this, the beginning, middle, and end of the downfall of human society and a dystopian story. And there's still like a hopeful human element at the end of it. There's a whole middle section that is just wacky European animation. Like, American animation styles, Japanese animation styles, and there's a European flavor, a French flavor that is
not the same.
Very unfamiliar to a lot of North Americans. But if you watch The Congress, it is really hitting this, and it came out just before consumers were starting to develop this language about things like AI. Right. And so it's like, it wasn't very successful at the time. It was ahead of its time. And it gives you a feeling on how bad this all could get. My big problem is I don't want to see Tom Cruise in every movie.
I don't know.
There's a reason why. No, but I mean, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Cruise as a man, but there's something that he does for film that I respect. Correct. But part of the reason that I respect it is that I also know his involvement in movies is a fleeting period.
Exactly.
Of the entire thing. 100%. And it makes it special. It's sad, but it makes it special when, like, I'm never really going to get an earnest James Earl Jones performance ever again.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was really close with James Avery He played Uncle Phil in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was the voice of Shredder in the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But you know, he used to like make me send my mom notes about like, well, why didn't you let the kids have dogs when they grew up? You know, like Uncle Phil knew my mom. You know, like he was a father figure to everybody that he met, and he took that role really seriously.
Yeah.
And the idea that like I'll never get to see an earnest James Avery performance again kills me. Yeah. But it makes his performances so much more special.
Exactly.
That what we got was amazing. And the idea that someone could come in and be like, yeah, well, we scanned all the episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so now here's, you know, Uncle Phil like hawking dick pills.
Yeah, that's my fear. Yeah.
Making it little of them.
Would kill me. Because that's not what he stood for, and that's not what he cared about or what he represented. I don't think that's likely, and I know the people around him would control it.
Musicians, like, you know, we've had multiple musicians, and I'm not trying to be a newbie, but like, you know, Linkin Park, Chester Bennington was an amazing artist, and he killed himself. I don't want to see someone take his voice and bring him back.
No.
Yeah. Did Linkin Park move on with a new singer? Of course, 100%. If you like it, I don't care if you like it or not. They moved on. It pisses
me off when they do posthumous albums, like when they do like when the artist has passed away and they release unreleased music. That pisses me off.
That doesn't.
I feel. Well, no. Because I'm literally like in between you guys on that one.
Yeah.
like hold on. Let me get right on the seam in between the two video windows here, because like I was gonna bring up like Kurt Cobain. Right?
Yeah.
Nirvana didn't go on, but we got Foo Fighters out of the death of Nirvana. Right, and like there were posthumous recordings, but I feel like even in all the drama surrounding Courtney Love and the other members of Nirvana, there was still some attempt at dignity. For the posthumous recordings. And to your point, Darren, there are a lot where it's just a cynical cash grab and it's awful.
A cash grab,
But if like there were recordings, like I'd want to hear them. Like, you know, there were old recordings of Lennon McCartney and George Harrison. Like, you know what? I don't mind saying goodbye to this artist in a way that's respectful, and we can get some of the stuff that we know it's not finished. We know it's not what they would have put out. There's a whole catalog of Prince music we'll never get to hear. Because he just kept it. He recorded for himself, and he was so disillusioned with the music industry, he just never released it. There are those things, but then also there's an idea of generational instruction and evolution to art that I think we're losing. 40-year-old man babies won't let go of comic book characters that they grew up with, right? My daughter doesn't get new things for her because we have to keep regurgitating newer and darker and more nihilistic versions of Batman.
God,
it's like I have
terrible.
I have to go out of my way to like, you know what? K-pop Demon Hunters isn't for me, but it's literally fucking not for me.
But it's something different. It's something that the generation now gets to have.
So when we overly crouch all of this in a nostalgia and we pitch it on like, well, isn't it cool we could always have like young Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible forever? You're like, no, that's the death of an artistic medium. And you know, I'm calling a Mission Impossible film art, but still, I want to see something new. Like my daughter has had to suffer, her dad being a huge fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I'm sitting in Mutant Mayhem. It's a totally new reboot. And I've read like harsh criticisms that they stray from the origin stories of the Turtles that we all knew. Sure.
Who cares?
We get to the end of that movie, though, and she's loving it. I'm sobbing. Because in this reboot, in this new story, they did something different with the Turtles that I had never seen ever before. And giving them a happy ending. And I realized, like, up to that point, and with every further darker generation of the Turtles, it's just been about taking more away from these kids. They're supposed to be teenagers. The kids lose more every generation. It's darker every generation. And this movie went, well, what if we gave them a happy ending, guys? And it broke me. As a grown-ass man, I'm sitting there like, sobbing, like,
Yeah.
they get to go to school with friends, and like snot bubbles, right? You know,
Well-
like we have to let these things go, and that also means we have to let go of the impermanence. We have to let go of the I'll be sad when this actor passes. I'll be sad when we don't get more, but we've got to just be okay with it. It's precious
what we have.
that what we had. Yeah.
The only thing about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is that in the 90s, Vanilla Ice was on the soundtrack. That's
For the
what
second
I want.
one.
I want Vanilla Ice back on the soundtrack.
No, you don't.
Yo Ninja. Go Ninja.
You don't. You really don't.
I know.
I mean,
kidding.
I mean, like something broke when Suge Knight dangled him off the balcony of a hotel window.
Probably.
Like,
Yeah,
we don't have the Vanilla Ice that we could have had.
I think he became a home decorator or something on
Yeah, he did. He had
TLC
his
or
own show.
something.
Ice, some renovations or
So-
something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Ice renovations.
I'm sure he wants to shake all of that behind him.
Oh, absolutely.
But you talked about being an audiophile, and you talked about plugging in. But I have Sony headphones, and they're
Nice.
obviously connected right now physically. But Sony, and I'm sure you've heard this, they did release their new earbuds.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, have you tried the?
I haven't. I've got them hopefully coming in soon.
Well, let's talk
I'm
about
very
the last
anxious
generation, the
to see.
fives. Did you have the fives?
So I have not spent an appreciable amount of time with Sony earbuds. What was the one they skipped? So I think the XM2s were the last that I really lived
They're terrible
with.
names. Way too long.
Yeah.
Too many letters and numbers, but
So I have the WH XM6, and I like them a lot.
okay.
But I don't know. I've been having this problem with almost everything that's been released in 2025 and 2026, where it used to be the highest praise I could give a product was it was so good, you'd want to replace it generation to generation. The 1 year upgrade.
Right.
That's a high watermark, man. You live in this phone, but this new phone is so much better. For me, I don't know that I've really captured that since we went from the Galaxy S22 to the Galaxy S23.
Yeah.
That the year of Samsung chips was so bad that you would want to flip your S22 to get an S23. And similarly in iPhone land, the iPhone 12 I thought was the iPhone 12 Pros were such garbage in their first year of 5G. You'd want to flip to an iPhone 13.
Yeah.
Literally just for the battery life improvements. So, sorry, rambling. The XM6 I like a lot, but I also have the XM4s. And I skipped the XM5s because I wanted a collapsible, portable headset.
Okay.
And the XM5s weren't that. So I kind of felt like Sony lost part of what made their Bluetooth headphone practical.
Special? Yeah, practical.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, not even special, but just like, I've got this thing and I want to shove it in a backpack. And if it can't collapse, I can't shove it in a backpack.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So the XM6s have been great, but I'll go back to my XM4s and go, you know what? Like, they're not that far apart. And so my fear for Sony, and I have to be very careful with my audience on this one because I don't want to trash a product that I haven't used yet. But my fear for Sony is I am sure scientifically they can bring audio technology to the table that will win in legit tests of performance.
Absolutely.
But I also have some OnePlus buds over here that will not be as good for noise cancellation, but are going to be like 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
And those earbuds are going to do some real funky things with triple drivers. That Sony is going for a more purist, single driver, low distortion, fidelity kind of argument. Yeah. But maybe I'm listening to some Dua Lipa and I don't care because I've got these triple drivers making this all hyper color and it's not audiophile.
It's definitely Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa?
You know what? You know what's funny? Yeah. Like I have CMF buds and I can't do OnePlus because they don't fit in my ear right, the way they curve. But the CMF buds, like $60, $70, and they do 80% of these XM6s now. I'm sure they're great.
How much?
$330.
$330. So we used to exaggerate that it was like, you know, your OnePlus buds or your CMFs, they'll do like 80% for like half the price. And you'd always say it with like that kind of snarky tone that it wasn't really true, but like anymore. So like maybe you can't do OnePlus buds. I also have the Status audio. Triple drivers.
The nothing
I know
buds.
I know for a fact that at $250, the Sonys are going to stomp these for noise reduction.
Okay.
The noise reduction on these is just adequate. It's a practical noise cancellation that just helps mute noise in your environment. It is not hyper isolating.
Correct.
I know the Sonys are going to beat it. But what they're doing with a triple driver setup is colorful and playful and fun and interesting. And that's what I'm using Bluetooth earbuds for.
Yeah.
I'm using them for a workout. I'm using them to drown out the noise in a gym. I'm using them to kind of partition myself off from the world around me, but they're often a second activity. Right. The idea isn't that I'm sitting here and music is the primary entertainment. Right. It's soundtracking another activity. So if I want, and I want to wear earbuds, like I also have my Odyssey Euclid right here, and I can go planar magnetic cabled earbuds if I want the primary activity to be listening. Those were way more than I should have spent on earbuds, but I love them. So this is where I have that philosophical issue where I know Sony can bring audio technology to a mass market, and they're not afraid to go weird. Like I have the Sony neckband speaker. That thing is baller. It is so much fun, but I know that there's a tiny slice of people that I'm going to say, hey, you need to buy a $350 neck speaker. Yeah. Like, who's really going to enjoy that experience? And so that's where I'm anxious. That's where I'm worried about the proposition. I feel like either Sony needs to get out there and market like crazy, which they've been reluctant to do in North America, or they've got to start examining exit strategies for some of these consumer-facing businesses. Like, again, it's tricky because, like, in the whole grand scheme of like their business and stuff, like Sony Entertainment, the PlayStation side of Sony, bought Odyssey, and they make incredible planar magnetic headphones, and they've been hands off. It's not like Sony bought them, then stomped on them, and then just turned them into PlayStation headsets, right? You still have like the ridiculous $5,000 electrostatic reference grade headphones coming out of Odyssey. What is Sony trying to accomplish? They have so many of these incredible solutions in the different divisions of Sony that all seem to fight against each other. But when you tell me you've got $330 earbuds, make a claim. Don't just tell me you've got $330 earbuds. Like,
do something with it.
Put a commercial out there and say, like, well, this is what we do. And if you want to, roll with some garbage AirPods, that's fine. But we don't do that. We do this.
Right.
Yeah.
And then tell us what that is, so we know why we're spending $330.
Sony is weird. Like they're close to being out of the phone game. They already sold their Bravia TVs to TCL. It's like their cameras and their PlayStation is what they have left, and their sensors, obviously. I don't know.
Yeah. Their equipment manufacturing is, but again, like that's getting really precious too. Look at the new Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Does not have a single Sony sensor on it.
Yeah,
it's OmniVision.
Yeah, but like your
Samsung.
video, there's no aperture. The adaptive aperture.
That makes me sad too.
Samsung had that years ago. You remember that? The S7 or S8? I love that. Yeah. Anyways.
Can we end on a bit of a crazy robotics story?
I think we have to.
Possible, yeah.
Don't we?
So we talk a lot about robotics. We've been following, and I got a couple here just to show you. And I just want to kind of start with Boston Dynamics, because you may or may not have seen this one today. Boston Dynamics robot. But this is not the story I'm referring to, but I just want to show you the Atlas doing a crazy fucking backflip here. So if you watch this one right here.
I can't even do a backflip.
In slow motion.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Hurts my knees.
Snap. That landing is like human feet can't do that without shattering. Yeah,
like that's an Olympic level kind of thing. But now let me ask you a quick question, just to kind of think it. So you've seen these robotic AI things floating around everywhere.
Yeah.
What would be the worst thing you could add or put in the hand of one of these robots?
A gun. What are you talking
about? A gun? Okay, a gun.
A knife?
I'm kind of with him. I mean, like where the state of this research is right now, I feel anything that can end life easily at a distance is probably a bad pick.
So, what if I told you a sword?
That's a knife. That's not.
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife.
Well, you know, I'm
But
something
it's
sharp.
a fucking sword.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
it's even worse. That's what I'm saying. I said knife.
Yeah.
That's worse than a knife.
Now, this is
So-
robotics company out of China demonstrating.
Yeah.
It's not Elon. What's Optimus?
No, it's not.
No, because because if it was an Optimus, what you'd see is someone in the pagoda back
controlling
there
it.
would be doing
Controlling
all
it.
the same movements
Yeah.
with like a half-second delay, because it's okay to have a half-second delay when you're controlling a robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
I saw this is I don't even know what company this is, but I saw this and I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea to be giving them a a sword. But the robot's name is, I'm gonna probably butcher this, Ling Chu Chong. That's the name of the robot, and it's called.
You know, Darren, a Canadian Australian should be able to.
I know,
pronounce that
right?
correctly.
I know. So this is the Roboterra L7 is the name of the thing, but this robot wielding sword is a real thing. And
Yeah.
we've talked about this a lot on this channel about why we keep giving robotics things more fuel to destroy us with is a whole other story there.
It's so frustrating to me, and I'm gonna try and condense, because I could do probably another hour-long rant on how
for
AI is failing all of us right now, because this
Yes.
is the fourth repackaging of AI to try and keep people buying NVIDIA hardware. It started
Yes.
out as just a lame branding for LLMs. Then we got generative AI that didn't generate any profits or revenue, and it cost companies a lot of money because it's
100%.
really expensive to generate video. Then we got agentic AI, and companies tried actually giving it access to valuable resources, and that didn't generate profits or any significant revenue for the costs associated with that AI. And this year at CES was all about physical AI.
Yes.
And so I'm seeing this demonstration, and I'm immediately skeptical, not because I don't think the robot is, really doing this stuff and it can train on human movement and mimic human movement. It's because I was in some of these press briefings where a robot could dance and could like emulate certain pop star moves. But, it was trained in a very specific way, and it can't do it here in this room because the carpet's different.
Right. Okay.
And if we had to do it in the
Environmental
carpet
factor.
here, then it wasn't trained on this kind of carpet. It would just slip and fall.
Interesting.
I was in a different showcase where it was just like one of these robots that's being sold like crazy, because the robot components can be kind of just like off the shelf parts, but the chip and the training and the data and the simulating, and it's supposed to be like one of these warehouse inventory stocking robots. So they take it off this little crane contraption, which would have been horrifically expensive to put into a warehouse anyway, and it starts walking, and then like two of the engineers kind of get in between us and the robot, because it really wasn't able to understand that like fleshy humans were in its path.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, so
yeah.
I think those guys just saved my life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but in all of this repackaging, this isn't a new bleeding edge of robotics. On my channel, 10 years ago, I got to go to the finals at the DARPA Robotics Challenge. In fact, I still have my first robots. One of the little like college teams. One of these guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
From that show. This was after DARPA did the race in the desert for autonomous vehicles.
Right.
That was about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
We've not really made it that much farther for fully autonomous vehicles actually driving on city streets. Over 12 years is certainly not a bubble or any kind of hype or anything like that.
No. Yeah.
But back then, the reason why the DARPA Robotics Challenge was such a big deal 10 years ago is because we were kind of coming off of Fukushima. So the challenge was, can you create a system that can interact with human interfaces, human tools, and human vehicles, but we can't count on reliable data transmission?
Yeah.
10 years ago, they created this obstacle course where a robot had to get into a golf cart, drive a certain distance, get out of the golf cart, walk into a building, navigate debris, drill something, turn off electrical, and then exit the situation.
Huh.
Now, 10 years ago, the onboard compute power that we had, we can imagine, wasn't as sophisticated as what we can create today. And some of those robots took hours to do something that a human could have navigated in like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But that was 10 years ago. And you had college teams successfully completing all of those courses and obstacles. And now we're acting like, oh, it's so cool that our robots can do backflips and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, but over 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like so. This isn't. It's not this incredible leap in progress. Boston Dynamics has been showing this. That was actually one of the first years that Boston Dynamics couldn't compete because they had just been bought, so they were no longer a smaller, like indie or college team. They were now like the big leagues, right? They were like major league.
They would, yeah.
But that year we saw Boston Dynamics Cheetah. It was like a 4-legged quadruped robot that could run at like 30 miles an hour. A year later, we saw Boston Dynamics do like navigate an obstacle course and do a backflip, but it wasn't detached. It had a tether to compute resources. But like, we're still trying to resell people on things that are just the natural state of evolution for a technology, but trying to, but isn't this so amazing? And you're like, don't get me wrong. It is really cool, the athleticism that we can see in an autonomous robot now. But one, can it do it on a different surface? Is it really aware of its surroundings? You're training it on all this data, but it can't handle a novel situation that the data hasn't seen before.
Yeah.
And
so it's all environmental factors play into this robotic world, right?
It's also that Skynet's not going to happen anytime soon.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah.
And we don't want that.
We don't.
Because again, I mean, like, and philosophically, I want to be that bleeding heart nerd. Like, you should never take humans out of the decision-making process to end human life.
100%.
Yeah.
I just don't think that that's a controversial stance to take.
Me and Darren just talked about, what's that social network site that AI chatbot or AI was like?
Oh, yeah.
There's like a social network for AI bots where they all can talk to each other and.
But you've also seen the jokey TikToks where you get like,
of course,
like you get like a Facebook model and a Google model to like confirm each other, and it becomes this confirmation cycle.
Oh yeah,
you're right. That's a great idea. I hadn't thought of that. But what do you think? You're very smart. This is a great thing. But that's a way I've never heard it put before. And you're correct because this. And you can just let the AIs like pat each other on the back while you're burning down the environment and sacrificing millions of gallons of water and electricity. So,
well, you know what's funny? We actually had our own robot.
We did.
We created our own robot for the Tech Disruptors podcast. We'll show you actual real footage of this.
No, don't you dare, Darren. I will
it's time, Jason. It's time. And I think Juan will appreciate.
I think we need to see the unveil. I think it's
Juan
time.
will appreciate this because it's been a while since we've shared this video.
I already know what Darren's going to do without even saying anything.
Don't mute me, Jason. All right,
I'm not going to mute you.
All right, hang on a second.
Hardest.
But this was actually our version of a robot right here.
We worked hard on this.
Wow.
We had about $100 billion invested in this.
Oh no, he's gonna go off the cliff.
Sounds like someone may know this clip.
You might know this.
Here's our robot right here. There you go.
Sorry, Juan.
You'll
film guy.
You'll always win me over with Mac and Me. It's such a terrible movie.
I know. Typically, I block Darren as soon as because I can always pick it up. I usually kick him out of the show. But okay, we're closing out the show, and I'm not going to ask you what your favorite movie is, and Darren, you're going to respond.
Yeah,
to this
please
too.
don't.
I want to know. So for the people out there, it doesn't matter what generation is. Name a movie that's interesting that maybe people haven't heard of that they should see.
Done.
Oh,
so it's the
man.
weekend. So here in the United States, tomorrow's President's Day. I work for
Sure.
my state's
weekend
government,
here
so
too,
we're
yeah.
off. So I'll let Darren go first.
Sure.
I'll go second, and I'll let
Great.
Juan kind of think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So-
Is there? Oh, there are so many.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's not your favorite movie. It's something that you think is interesting that people would maybe want to watch. Darren?
So I'll start. I got it. So there's a movie from 2000. I want to say 2011. A Mike Cahill movie called I Origins. Now that movie explores the whole concept of the afterlife and what happens to us after we die. I was just talking to someone about this yesterday. Actually, I would argue that is a movie that everyone should see and no one has seen. There's very few people know about it.
Origins?
Origins.
I have not seen that.
One of my favorite movies, and maybe one of the best endings in a movie either.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, talk about best endings. So, I could say it was funny because my wife, we were looking at something, she saw Donnie Darko. You remember Donnie Darko?
Oh, yeah, Donnie Darko.
Weirdest movie ever. And but that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to say a Denzel Washington movie.
Oh,
I don't know when it came out. Maybe early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
Fallen.
Oh,
Because of the ending.
the ending's very good in that film too. We won't give too much away.
I don't
but
want to
yeah,
give it away, but
yeah.
that's what got me so impressed with that movie. I think I had it on DVD. I don't. I have a DVD player still.
It's
But
okay. It's all right.
yeah, Fallen. I mean, Donnie Darko is obviously a cult classic, and it's kind of weird with the rabbit mask. But yeah, Fallen is my pick. So if you haven't heard that, so we have I Origins.
Yes.
And Darren, I'm going to say Fallen just because it's
A
different.
good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
And Juan, we'll leave this
He's looking at
final
some stuff here.
exclamation mark on you.
I'm trying to remember the name of this. There was this really funky experimental film that's all done in one continuous take.
What?
And it's about
Who-
someone
who's
who
in it?
dies. That's just it. Is like it's not a big budget
Oh,
movie, and it's kind of this funky indie film. And if I can remember, I'll message you guys after.
Yeah.
But it is this really bizarre existential. You're floating through space as this like consciousness has left its body, and getting to see sort of the after effects of his life and his death. And now I can't remember.
Like a Scrooge-esque kind of looking back on your life kind of scenario.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
conceit is also that like it's all done in one take. You know, obviously it's not, but that like
It
the
wasn't
movie
big
never.
budget. It wasn't big budget.
It was super low budget.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the name of that movie is. From just some of our conversations here, like if you're talking about the afterlife, you've got to watch Defending Your Life, because that's
Yes.
Okay.
James Brooks. Eternity just came out, and it's
Oh, yeah.
kind of in the same spirit as Defending Your Life, kind of a wacky satirical take on dealing with the afterlife. But then just
Yeah.
for all of the AI stuff, I like to try and like you can put together your own like robots destroy humanity series. So obviously you can have Matrix as like the end, the
Classic.
dystopian.
Classic. Yeah.
You can have like some Terminator in there to
Yeah.
deal with. But if you wanted the AI Inception story, you should check out Colossus, the Forbin Project, which
Ooh,
is
right. I know that one.
old school 1950s era sci-fi.
Nice.
And
Interesting.
it's detailing a government that puts all of its military reaction into a new computer system called Colossus. And Colossus, I'm not spoiling anything here too crazy.
1950s? Hopefully not.
But again, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
spoilers. It's the movie's 70 years old. But that's what we loved about doing the movie review show is like maybe you just haven't seen this movie because it's hella old.
Yeah.
Back when we used to say hella.
Was this on Science Theater 3000 or what was
No.
that? What was that
This,
show
so
called?
like it's aged really well. The
Cool,
performances
yeah.
are great. It's stagey in the way that 1950s
Of
movies
course.
are very presentational. It's not a realistic movie, but part of the conceit is we find out that Russia has also been working on their own computer first strike weapons program, and the computers start talking to each other.
Interesting.
Nice.
So maybe the humans are the problem. If we want to obliterate war, what should we do
in
to stop
1950?
war?
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's so interesting to see like old movies kind of like not predict but kind of foreshadow the issues we have in the future. That's intelligence right there. Yeah.
So again, with all of our chatter, whenever I get cranky or critical of AI, it's like we're still kind of talking about the same philosophical and fundamental issues.
It's still around, yeah. It may never be resolved.
It's one of those things, and I would love to throw out there as like the thought exercise for any audience that cares about this kind of stuff. For me, I think it says something about a society, and we have never confronted this, but what if we created a facsimile of an entity to be punished and to feel pain? Right. And then you interact with it as an actual person.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a soul, if you care about that. Right. It's not necessarily conscious in the way that we treat our own brains as being special. But what does it say about you? And now we can look at like whole trends in like the video game industry. And I feel like we could be using this as a way to say, like, before we do stumble our way into an artificial consciousness, not this bullshit that's being peddled as AI today, but like an actual like emergent new form of thinking, shouldn't we just take a minute? Like just a philosopher's generation of humans to say, like, what does that mean? What should it mean to us? Like, you get a movie like Prometheus, and they completely fail to examine they bring up the question, but they fail to examine it. And the characters don't learn anything, and we're special because we're humans, but I've got an android's head in a bag, and he's not special because we made him. And you're like, well, wait a minute, then why would we be special if the engineers made us?
What about Alita Battle Angel? Alita Battle Angel? I mean, come on.
But it can't get over the CGIs when you could have just cast Anna Taylor-Joy. No, you could have just cast Anna Taylor-Joy. You didn't need to do any CG.
I know.
You just cast her.
Point. Yeah,
we have a guest on the show. He used to come on, Delvon, and he named his daughter Alita. It was amazing. It's a good movie.
Off of the movie?
Okay. I don't know, but I'm assuming. But it was a good movie. But yeah, the eyes, like they exaggerated the eyes.
But I just mean like. Sure. I feel like there's something when we talk about, the parasocial relationships that people have with ChatGPT. When we talk about like the decision-making process in games that might make you confront dark character motivations and stuff. And we're coming to a point where I think it matters. Like you bring up like a future of robotics, and like, a lot of industries are built on adult situations and adult scenarios, and I'm sure Elon Musk is out there really looking at all the gooners that are going to be using his products. And we need to take a second and just like, well, what do we want this to look like, and what is reasonable, and what does it say about us, how we treat these facsimiles of life? And maybe we should answer that first before we accidentally create a new intelligence or consciousness. And I wish, like us nerds should be leading that conversation. I wish we could dedicate a little time. We don't need to be too precious about it because it's not here yet, but it's better for us to talk about it before it gets here, before 100%. It happens.
Yeah. Well, I know Jason and I have been stockpiling our end of the world bunkers with, shotguns and, robot killing weapons.
And lots of food.
Now.
Food, solar panels.
Yeah. Well, and Tech Disruptors, me and Darren are both AI. So we are burning a lot of resources. So, we got to sometimes end the show before we burn too many resources.
So, big thank you, Juan. You're amazing, buddy. We could talk to you all day long, man. We could make this podcast 8 hours long, and we would still love every word.
Definitely need to have you back on, for sure.
We've got to have you back on at some point, for sure. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Well, I'm just glad my voice held out, so thank you for having me on.
Well, man, you're doing well. And you can check out Juan, Some Gadget Guy. He's all over
check our description. We have his
we'll have it in the description, exactly. But we the Tech Disruptors. My name's Darren. This guy's name is
Jason.
And you can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, anywhere you find amazing tech podcasts. And again, Juan, you're a legend, mate. We will have you back for 100%. Sure in the very near future. And we will catch everybody